So it's time to get started. And I believe we're in for a real treat. I'm glad everyone is here tonight. And the title, of course, is A Survivor Story of Domestic Abuse in the Philippines. And Mila Davis is here with us. She is the lady, and she's the lady that wrote the book that goes along with what she's presenting. And she may say more about that and she may not. But I bought the book when I found out that she was going to be presenting tonight. And Linda Diltz is with her, and I'll let you all listen to those two. Thank you, girls.
Thank you. What? I'm sorry.
Why did you write it?
Why did I write the book?
You have to speak up.
Okay. I write the book because somehow the Lord tapping me in the shoulder, telling me I should write the book. And I just kept saying, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how to type, so I just, trying to say I'm going to try see if I could get someone to help me. Well, when he hit me to that, my children is still in elementary, and I pray the Lord. They said I cannot do it right now, but anyway, I said when they graduate, at least from high school, then I'll be able to do it. Then they did, and then my husband got sick, so it got worse. So anyway, again, I pray the Lord. I ask again that, I'm going to have to, take care of my husband right now. I was working the same time. So anyway, he got worse. So I never got that done. So anyway, when he passed, and then he come back and reminded me again, and I just tell myself, I said, yes, now I don't have no reason not to. So that's when I keep praying that someone would help me. And uh, the Lord make the short story. I pray for how long? About 10 years before I be able get Linda to help me. But I write my book for the Lord because he seemed like he won't let me forget it. So anyway, I had a meeting with my kids, had 5 kids, and I asked them to see if they know anybody can help me to type it while I tell the story. And then that they agree with that. He said, "Yeah, that sounds good. Well, see if we could find somebody." So anyway, when I said, "Well, I really need to get it done because the Lord been wanting me to get this done a long time ago," so anyway. It was just a thing that I said, I don't think he would take me to I do what he wanted me to do in this earth. So I said, I gotta get this done. And as I said something about um when I get the book done, I said, he'll be able to take me anytime because I'm done on my job in this earth. And my oldest son hit the table and say, you're not gonna get that book done. He didn't want me to go. So anyway, I said I gotta get done. No matter what, I gotta get done. So anyway, it's a long time, long story. So anyway, I pray and pray and pray, and then finally, we was at the church, and I somehow the Lord just come to me, and I tapped Linda's shoulder. I said, Linda, I think I need help. Then Linda said, you need help? And he said, sure. And he said, I need help to do my book. And I just need somebody to type it while I tell the story. And Linda, God bless her, she said, oh, okay, I can help you. We could do that, here and there. after we come back from vacation. Well, she was going vacation, I was going vacation. Then after we got back from vacation, and that's when we had a date every week to try to get the book put together. I know the Lord want me get this book done because I feel like He got somebody out there. He knows somebody out there maybe can use the book and see what kind of hard time I had, kind of life I had. And just knows that the Lord want be able to help people that needed help. Yes, please. Okay.
I don't I don't know if you caught about her kids did not want her to finish the book because they thought she was going to die after she finished the book, and she assured them she wouldn't. I'm going to read the synopsis that's on the back of the book, and then I'm going to give it back to Milla to give you some information about episodes and events that happened as she was growing up, and then one particular part after she gives her account of it, I'm going to read from the book that part, and the book's full of just, I wouldn't call them adventures because some of them are not real pretty, but she's had a difficult time and she's a survivor of very difficult times. This is a synopsis on the back of the book. Millie, the oldest of 12 children, grew up in the only house on a small island in the Philippines. Her days were spent doing chores and helping with the children. It was a hard life and food was often scarce. They did what had to be done in order to survive day by day. This was how Millie felt life was for everyone, because that was all that she knew. Millie's life changed as she got older, and her father noticed her growing into a beautiful young woman. At night, she would roll herself into her floor mat to protect herself from her father's attempts to have his way with her. She felt the only way she could survive was to run away from home. It was difficult for her to leave her mother and siblings because she loved them and knew she was the one who did most of the hard work for the family. Several times, her attempts to escape ended with her father and mother finding her and bringing her back. It was by the hand of God that she was finally able to escape for good. God guided Millie through good times and bad times. The Lord always provided what and whom she needed as Millie found her way on her own. This was when Millie truly realized it was God who was taking care of her because God was always a step ahead of her. Millie went through difficult times, but God always created something good from a bad situation. And she's going to tell you about her father had various jobs that he would do to bring in money for the family. And one was collecting fish.
Yeah.
his way of fishing. And she's going to tell you about that.
Yes, my father was he was really, really wonderful father, and I really love him because he was a provider. We were too poor, but him fisherman, he was fishing, anything and everything, put all kind of stuff out in the ocean to be able get all the fish in and not be able to get out. And once you get in, uh, they get this all the fish out, and that's when they make money with or trade with the food. So we have food, but he goes to make they call that dynamite. Okay. He used the Pepsi bottle to make this dynamite, and then he would let me lead the boat while he was in the front looking for the score of fish. Then when he saw the score of fish, and he would light it up and throw it out there, and the score of lots of fish. And then it sure blew up, and all the fish would kill, and we floating all over the water. So we just pick it up in the boat, and again, that's one of his fishing thing. He he did a lot of stuff to be able to catch all different type of fish. He cuts, and yes, that's why he lost his arm, because when he was younger, he was doing it, and he got, of course, prison. But he didn't learn from that, and he started doing it here and there, just making himself doing it. And then I just, enjoy by leading him, and for him looking for the fish for to throw the dynamite. And I enjoy picking up for the fish and tap the water up to, to kill for the fish. And the dynamite, it become to, what I would say, but I almost killed him with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, after he was trying to do everything to get he want from me, I have hard time to me and my mother was protecting me all the time, tell me what to do all the time, and then I got tired running, catch me and bring me home. And he would stop trying to do something for about a week or so. Then next thing I know, start over again. And I just, throw myself in a thick floor mat that we lay on the floor, so he won't be able, touch me at all. Well, anyway, he would have the knife go through that uh, mat and shake it and make me feel like it's scaring me. So anyway, make me feel like when open me out that rolling the cat. And the more he did it, I start to feel the end of the knife. And apparently he knows how far he was gonna do it, and he quit. And then when he quit, he got mad. Then he got on my sibling woke up, and my mother, of course, knows exactly what happened. He was trying again, and then he got all that us in circle, the the whole family, and then he light up this dynamite and put in the middle. He was gonna blow us up. So my mother went to get the dynamite, and then thank thank God the dynamite didn't blow up. And me and my mother talked, and he said, think it was a fake one. He was just scaring me and want me to do what he want from me. So anyway, I I run and it still get picked up. And then at that time I saw him laying in a cot and sleep. Then I got one of this dynamite that I know he used for killing the fishes. I have in my hands that bottle of dynamite, and then the matches. I'm gonna light it up, put under the cot, under him, because I said, you know, I if he gonna kill us, why we have to, die because you can get what you want from me? I was just talking to myself, and then I got that, and I was lighted up, and somehow the Lord changed my mind, and I put it back where I got it at, where I got it at, and I went to my mother. I said, "Mother, I'm gonna have to run away right now." My mother said, "Why? What happened?" And nothing happened. I said I was gonna kill him. I was gonna put dynamite under him and blow him out. Instead, you and I and the whole family tried to kill us with it. So my mother said, "Okay, honey." He cried. She cried again. Be careful, and we'll make sure find you where you are. My mother always knew every time I ran away, and now she was always with him every time he go out look for me because he don't want my mother don't want him to find me, and then he does what he want to do. And anyway, that's how I made it to run away. And then I got into my sister. But anyway, again, I got found. But anyway, that's part of that thing that almost killed us all. And then I just happenly that I think it was at the fifth time I ran away. I was asleep finally because I couldn't sleep. I was rolling that mat, floor mat. Then somehow I woke up, and then next thing I know, I raised myself. I feel like somebody was just picking me up, running downstairs down to the beach. And that's what that picture in my book when I went to the beach and walked into that water up to my neck because I could not swim. So I walked to the water up to my neck, and I went to the other, what you call it, little alley, they call that. I didn't go to that thing. I was go because he always find the footprint. So the Lord led me to the second one, and then somehow that's when I after I got into low water, I was climbing to the I'm climbing to the thing to get to the dry land. So I won't see my footprint. And then when I get on a dry land, I saw this rock so dry. So that's when I come down and step on it. And then I said, "Oh, thank God I'm out here in the land." And then I went to start to run to the land. And then the picket, they call it? Yeah, it was so high, and it was just nothing but like fence. Then I was looking, how am I going to get through with this? Because, oh, nothing but sticker. Even in the leaves was sticker. And then next thing I know, I heard my father calling my name, screaming because found out I was not there. And that's when I went to the ticket thing, and I didn't feel a thing. But I was bleeding all over because I got this long sticker on me and tore my dress. And I got to the dry line. I went to walk backward and push the weeds backwards because he would follow that weed and he would know, where I'm at. So anyway, it's a long story, but how I get away in there, and somehow the Lord was with me because he put me in this what you call that? The thing I told you, it put me in it. Like a dome.
Yeah, made out of branches.
Right. It's like a thing, it just go all around like that. And inside was just nice and clean. And I went to that pot every day to go get water. And I don't see this hole from there. So somehow I went in there and closed the hole, and I get in there, and this thing is back. I say at least by 7 or 8 foot high, but nothing but round like a dome. And then I see my self, I was bleeding all over, and I go onto my knees and pray. Then anyway, I don't hear my parents calling me anymore, so I got out and I went to the edge of the thing where where I learned to pick up the water, which is sort of my house. But somehow the Lord took me there because my mother and my sibling was looking there to see if I would be able to be able to see me or something. So they see me and they were screaming, "Go run away, run, fast as you can. He's not here. He's at the other island looking for you because it thought you went to elope with the boy that he was, trying to, what do you call that? In a way, I know. He's just trying to come in here and they come and start the court on whatever with a friend, and then uh, which I only about 14-year-old. So anyway, he went to the island, and then my mother, my siblings screaming, keep going, run as fast as you can. Do not go onto the path so nobody can see you." So I did. I was going at 6 o'clock, and I didn't get to my grandfather till 5:30. 6 o'clock in the morning to 5:30, because I woods, went to the woods, and I make my own way to my father's house. Huh? My grandfather's house. As soon as I get there, they knows what to do. They knows what's going on. So my grandmother got me all cleaned up, a shower because I have not shower, don't have no shower there. Give me that and get me clothes and hurry up. We gotta go to the last trip to the city of the motor. I mean, little bus, passenger bus. So we went. Anyway, that's when I got away because they take me to my grandma take me to the city and got me into the job in the city. And that's when I was there. And the very next day I had a job. It was a judge. Um, it was a judge married with the teacher and babysitter and stuff. So anyway, I was there, and then I got passed around from teacher to teacher. So anyway, the teacher, the judge's wife, he have a sister married to a senator just down below us, because it was time to what do you call that? A senator time to vote, whatever.
Yeah.
Election, yeah. Anyway, her sister, which is a teacher also, she borrowed me. He already have two helper, but they need somebody else. So he borrowed me, and I was there. And they then somehow and I don't know, so they want me there. I mean, they want me to be there because uh all the stuff going on. Helps her because they gave food. Everybody come in, everybody eat, and of course cleaning stuff. But anyway, my father and my mother somehow showed up, and they were gonna take me home. Wait a minute. I went to cross the street to water the garden, and then I saw my father and my mother walking to the house. And then I automatically get scared. I ran upstairs and I told my boss, please don't tell my father I am here. And said, they're here? And he said, yes. So anyway, did they come up because the son met him downstairs and they asked, you got a housekeeper, her name Millie. And of course the son said yes. So anyway, when he went up there, my boss told him, no, I don't have no housekeeper in that name here. And he said, your son said you do. I met him downstairs. So didn't have no choice, but he said, well, I cannot leave because I paid her 2 months advance. And he said, well, I'm going to pay him. I don't know how I was going to pay him, but anyway, he just went to says, I want her out now. I want to take her home because you're going to miss the last trip. So anyway, my boss called me, Nelly, your father wants to take you home. And then I said, well, I can. I said, oh, you said, well, you said they're going to pay. And I almost say, well, how he's going to pay. But anyway, my little brother, whispered me and said, he just bought a knife for you on the way here. A knife for me. I mean, I guess I thought that he was going to use it on me. So anyway, I didn't have no choice because he said, now go get your stuff. We got to go. We're going to miss the last trip. So I did. And then I went to the back. And soon I went to the back. The two housekeeper pushed me down the basement and told me, go run, and hide. So I did. I went to Judge's house and then my boss used to teach her, said, honey, you can hide here because this is Judge's house. So Celine behind on her housekeeping that they just got married. So that's where I hide. Anyway, they get into staying there all night and all day Sunday because they thought I was going to come home because it took my stuff and found out I have a Bible and a bell. I go to the church on Sunday. So I thought I was going to come out and go to church. But my boss kept telling the two housekeeping to tell me not to get out, to tell me to stay there where I'm at till they leave. So they didn't leave to Sunday evening. They come on Saturday. So anyway, it's a long story there, but anyway, my boss, she have a niece that is also a teacher and married to a teacher. And she told me after I come back, and then she told me, Millie, I get hold of my niece and her husband is also a teacher. So I asked them that, if they need, help, they're gonna, they have somebody, which is you. So anyway, they send me there because they hide me there because your father gonna come back. Sooner or later, he's gonna come back and he's gonna bring the police and he's gonna find you here and we'll be in trouble. So anyway, I went to teach her. But anyway, it's all in the book. I don't want to tell the whole story because I'm sure you got plenty to ask about. Yes, because that's the meaningful to me.
Okay. The part from the book that I'm going to read to you is Milla was able to escape, and but her mother sought her out and was able to find her, and it was kind of like her mother was saying goodbye to her because her mother had several pregnancies and had lost several children, some during childbirth and some shortly after childbirth. And she was not in good health, even though she was still fairly young. she was not in good health, and she found Millie at the time. And she told her that she was going to die. She basically told Milla that she knew she wasn't going to survive this pregnancy, that she was going to die, and she was basically saying goodbye. So when Milla got the word that her mother had passed away, she wanted to go back to her family. She still had all these younger siblings. And the part I'm going to read to you is when she went back and how things played out with her dad. She was upset because when she did get back, her mother had already been buried. And she wanted to go back and see her, even though her mother had passed, she wanted to see her mother before she was buried. But she didn't make it in time. But she was there with her family. And this is what I'm reading, that part. This is what had happened. Later that very evening, as low tide was occurring, Ramon, which was her father, sent Mina and Salvador to get more water. Those were her siblings. Ate, can you come with us? Ate is kind of it showed respect. It was a way of showing respect. Ate, can you come with us? Mina asked. I want to hear about everything you have done since we last saw you. No, Ramon said. She can stay here and help get the little ones settled down. Millie gathered her siblings around her. They were all crying and missing their mother. It was good to be able to hug the children and comfort each one. Father God, please let this be a fresh start. Please allow me to help raise my siblings. I pray that he has changed, Lord. Help me to honor my father. Ramon began to scratch his head. Millie, can you pull my gray hair out? Millie remembered that this was something that her mother used to do for him. Maria loved him so much, that Maria was her mother, and Millie would never know why. In that moment, she remembered the father that he was before he started transporting young girls to Tacloban. A vision came across her mind of a little girl laughing and giggling, holding her daddy's hand as they walked on the beach. A smile came across Millie's face with the memory of her father-daughter relationship back then. Ramon had a sickle in his hand and laid it down on the floor with his head on a pillow. He placed the sickle beside him on the floor. Come here, girl, get my gray hair out. The sight of the sickle made Millie cringe, but it also inflamed a fire in her belly. She knew what he was trying to do. He intended to intimidate her with that thing. The children lay on their mats, watching and listening. Millie positioned herself at the top of his head with both legs underneath her. There was no way she was going to let him lay his head in her lap, but it didn't matter. He already had his mind made up. He would have her tonight. No one was going to stop him this time. He closed his eyes as Millie plucked his hair out. Millie moved her fingers through his hair, locating each gray strand, and plucked them out as she found them. Her fingers slowly moved through his hair. He made her sick. Her mother wasn't gone long, and he was already plotting to take her. Millie started to yank each hair out as hard as she could to bring him pain. Millie gave one more hard yank on his hair. Ramon looked up at her. There it was. That was the look of the devil himself. He was going to go for it again. He would never change. He was evil. Millie began to pray because she knew what was coming next. Lord, help me. Ramon looked up at Millie and he reached out and grabbed the handle of the sickle. He narrowed his gaze on her. What are you going to do now? Your mother isn't here to protect you. Millie calmly looked at him and said, I know how to protect myself. Ramon responded, I'll give you anything you want. I don't need anything from you. You are nothing but a pig. You will have to kill me before you ever get what you want from me. Ramon jumped up and said, That's exactly what I'm going to do. Millie stood up and defiantly glared at him, daring him to come near her. The look on Millie's face enraged him. Ramon rushed toward her. She didn't run. She stood there. Ramon pushed Millie up against the post of the house. He held her to the post with his severed arm up against her throat and the sickle point on one side of her abdomen, positioned to gut her. Is this what you want? Is this really what you want? Ramon yelled at her. The children began screaming. They were huddling together, begging Ramon to stop. Millie looked Ramon in the eye and yelled, "Yes, do it. I would rather die than ever let you have your way with me. Kill me now." The children screamed even louder, "No, Papa, no." Mina and Salvador could hear the kids screaming. They dropped the buckets of water and took off running toward the house. Ramon could hear the older children approaching. He let loose of Millie and placed the point of the sickle against her chest. "We are not done yet." And he walked away from Millie. About that time, one of Ramon's friends had heard the children screaming. Millie recognized his face, but did not know his name. He was a friend of the family. He had heard the screams and ran up to the house. "Ramon, is everything okay?" Yeah, yes." Ramon glared at the children and said, "The kids are just missing their mother." "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure," he shouted. Ramon glared at the children again. Millie stood there and felt like she was looking upon an angel at the man who had just arrived at the house. She had no doubt that the Lord had sent this man to intercede on her behalf. "Ramon, we're having a party. Why don't you come with me and allow yourself to relax? Come on, buddy. You need to get away for a little bit." Ramon thought for a second. Surely Millie wouldn't leave her siblings now that her mother was gone. Ramon stared at her, looked dead into her eyes, and said, "I'll see you when I get home." Millie looked at the man. He had a look of concern for the children. He looked at her one last time before he and Ramon walked to the canoe he had left on the beach. "He is my angel," Millie thought. She knew that the Lord had sent this man to save her at that very moment. She knew that if he had not stopped at their house, Ramon would have raped and killed her. Silently, Millie was praising the name of Jesus for saving her once again from this evil man as she watched them disappear into the evening. Millie knew she had to leave immediately. You want to tell them what happened after that then?
Yes. Right after the lab, uh, all my sibling was really screaming and yelling that, "I know, Ate, you want to live again. You cannot leave us. You're the only one we have now. Mommy is gone. So please don't go away," because they know exactly what I was going to do. And I had to hold all of them and round him up around me, and we all crying. And I said, "You know what happened. You say what happened. He's gonna kill me, or I'm gonna kill him, one another. I won't be here with you anyway because I will be in a prison. And if he kill me, I won't be here anyway either. So anyway, I have to run. I don't want to leave you guys again, but I have to because you're gonna say the real thing here. Again, he's gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill him one way or another. Because I want to stay here with you guys because nobody's gonna take care of you guys." So anyway, next thing I know, somebody else was come in. It was my brother-in-law by my sister by my mother's first marriage, and they come in and they're gonna wait for Corinth to take him to Tacloban, to the city. So anyway, they saw us crying, and they said, "Okay, what happened? What happened?" And my sibling said, "Oh, something happened that it was gonna kill my auntie, my sister." And my brother-in-law already know. Excuse me, he already know what exactly what's going on. So anyway, I told my brother-in-law, I said, I had to leave. I had to leave right now. He went away. His friend took him, and he come back, and he will be drunk, and he will get what he want anyway if I don't kill him. But anyway, my brother-in-law said, okay, okay. And then my siblings start screaming, please don't take my ate, don't take him. She's the only one we have now. Well, anyway, my brother-in-law explained it to my sibling that she had to go, or else, your father gonna kill her, or like she said, she might kill him. So either way, she gotta go. So anyway, my sister and brother-in-law one, he was just screaming, "Ate, don't go, don't go, don't go. We need you, we need you." And I hug all of them, and I say, God will be here with you. I will be praying, and I will be hoping that everything gonna be okay. I said, the Lord always gonna be here to watch over you and protect you. And then my brother-in-law said, let's go before he come back. So I went to the canoe, and they went uh, to Tacloban City against the current, because it was, a strong current against them going to the where they were going in Tacloban. While I was doing, I can hear my siblings screaming for miles, still screaming, and then I almost, I think to jump out from the boat to kill myself in the ocean. But somehow again, the Lord stopped me, and I just cried and cried and cried and cried. Then anyway, that's when I got to Tacloban City, and my brother-in-law said, honey, you gotta be careful wherever you're going. You just have to take God with you and be careful. So I did. I started running. I went to my aunt as uh, uh, back to my aunt, because she was going to send me back to Manila, because that's where I was in Manila after my mother died. My mother died right after I got to Manila, because my mother talked to her aunt to send me to Manila. And as soon as she found out, my aunt sent me to Manila, and that's when she died. And then about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks later, that's when she sent me my great aunt sent me a telegram that she died. And that's when I got home. I went home because I want to see my mother before bury her. But anyway, that's what I went home for. My father, he was back where he was, in the beginning, when raped me and do something with me. And that what happened. I got away after her friend took him away, and my brother-in-law took me away, and I went back to my aunt, and that's how I got away again. And my aunt, I know it's in a book, my aunt heard in the radio, they had me in the radio, what you call that, broadcast my name?
Yeah.
Broadcast my name. I was run away, I was missing. This is what she looked like, this is what her clothes like, whatever, whatever. So my aunt got scared, is gonna come to her house and find me there. So she hide me to her friend, which is a teacher, and had 3 kids. And her husband was the what you call that, theater. He's doing the directing the thing. He's director or something in the movie. So she had me, my aunt had me there and said, do not move, do not get out, stay in there, because anybody gonna be looking for you. Anybody somehow see you, they're gonna take you and they're gonna keep you and they're gonna wait till your father to pick you up. So do not get out. So anyway, make that story short. I was there for 2 weeks, maybe a little over 2 weeks. And then uh, I was helping. I become the housekeeping because all three kids went to school and teacher, and then the father would go to the theater. So anyway, that's when I was in airport to about I said 2.5 weeks. And then I went to bed and with their daughter, and somehow that's how I got raped because they put that stuff on my nose, my mouth, and caused me to pass out. Before I pass out, I went to get try her daughter to wake her up or let her know, but she was not there. For some reason, the daughter was not there in the bed with me anymore. I say a daughter because I know for sure it was the father did that. I thought maybe the son, the oldest son, but anyway, uh, the son would know what kind of stuff it would put me to sleep. And that's why I know for sure the father there because here's the movie, you see it in the movie. You know how to do it, from the movie. So anyway, as soon as that happened, the next morning, I finally woke up and they all going already. They went to school and teacher and the mother went to school. And I was there by myself as always in the morning. And then I realized what happened with me. I said, uh, uh, anyway, somebody did that to me. And then I didn't really know exactly what happened. I don't. And I'm glad I am praising the Lord that I didn't know exactly what happened. Because if I knew exactly what he did, what he would, done to me, I would be, I will, I would be in my mind all the time. But for some reason, he did it when I was out. I passed out with that thing he put on my nose and my mouth. So anyway, again, that morning, I ran to my auntie. Somehow, I asked my auntie, I said, Auntie, I gotta get out of here now. I said, I have to. I said, I cannot go back there anymore. And my auntie said, what happened? I said, nothing, that I just need to get out of here right now. I need to go back to Manila to your daughter. And I was crying so hard, and she knows that I was really want to get away. But I could not tell her what happened because once I tell her, she would want to find out from her friend house what happened, who did it. And it would take me to the doctor and probe it and all that stuff. Oh, I continues to get away from my father, so he won't find me anymore. So he sent me to back to Manila to her daughter. Well, I was in Manila, and the next period I had, it didn't come in. It didn't happen. So in a way, I said, okay, maybe I just got too scared, and that's reason didn't come out. Well, the next month didn't come in. My period, I missed period again, and next thing I was getting sick in the morning. Yeah, and that's when my aunt said, when I get home from work this evening, I'll take you to the hospital and get you checked. But anyway, by the time she get home, I was gone because I didn't want her to find out I was pregnant. And she would send me back home to her mom and find out who did it. So that's how I that's how I got my son and then I
In the book, you called it.
Leto, yes,
And
Tito. Yes, and the book is said Leto because when I had the baby, the nurse asked me and I told her Angelito. Angelito, I was gonna call him Lito, nickname him Lito. That's why I called him Angelito. And then uh, he went to ready for not ready for school. When we got when my husband ready to marry me, well, my you know, get married anyway, and he was working for the paper, marriage paper, and he wanted the birth certificate of my son. And I went back to my boss and hoping sister have my son's birth certificate. And thank God sister have it. So, and then I saw the name is, it was uh, Tito instead, Angelito. Tito,
you want to,
huh?
you want, because we're millennial.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
To make sure that we gave him time to ask.
But she met her husband Jim when he was in the Navy, right, and stationed in the Philippines. She told me when we were writing this, she was afraid of white people.
Yeah.
And she didn't want anything to do with Jim. She wasn't looking for a husband, but everything worked out really well for her. She ended up when they came to the States in 1969. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
They were in San Diego, which was a good fit for her because the weather was a lot like the Philippines.
Right.
Ohio, not, but she ended up back in Ohio because of Jim's family being there.
Right.
But she would like the answering questions.
You have any questions for her?
Did she hear you? He can hear you.
Do
I
any
don't
of you? Go ahead.
I don't have a question. I just appreciate you telling your story. I've been on the board of our domestic violence shelter here in Zanesville. So anytime I hear survivors talk, I just appreciate you coming forward.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you did interested to know about my book.
Would you like to hear a little bit about
The family she has now.
Sure.
Tell them how many children, how many grandchildren, great grandchildren.
Oh, I did have 5 my own, and then my husband was married, and then they had 1 boy. So anyway, I become 6 kids altogether. I have, and between the 6 kid, I have 17 grandkids.
Wow.
Then my 17. Then only 1 more grandkid is not married and no kid because they're in school. But the other 16 grandkid, now they have, now I do have 40 great grandkid.
Oh, wow.
40, and then next year gonna have another one. So it's all my great grandkid. Count the step grandkid, I have 48 altogether. So I am very happy, very thankful for God to save me because I always know He was there for me. He was always right, a foot ahead from me. He always led me, guide me, and watch over me. Again, how many times I almost got raped, and it didn't happen because I was be able to escape, be able to fight it. But the last one, I couldn't because it put me sleep. And that's the only way I got raped. And I have my son, Tito.
Tell them about.
How
Now,
old were you when you came to the United States?
what is it?
How old were you when you came to the United States?
I I see I was only about 25. Yes, because I have my oldest son when I got raped. I got raped when I was 17-year-old, and then I had the baby. I was 18 when I was 18. So anyway, I worked for housekeeping there, and again, um, I had get away after I had my baby because my boss somehow he had his other not great grandson, but nieces and nephew was so jealous because she was watching my baby because she would send me to the store for her because she couldn't sell anything. So every time I over there, I saw about anything and everything, but she sent me and she said I will take care of the baby, and the baby was only about probably a month and a half. And every time I come home, the baby was have a fingernail cut all over his face, and like everywhere. And I asked him, and I said, "Oh, my niece and nephew, I didn't know to get into the room, and they did that because they said they're jealous that I was taking care of your baby." Anyway, I managed to get away from there, and again, the Lord led me. Next thing I had to do. It led me here, there. It led me all the way to somehow I got into the my sister, uh, my half sister, and again they were gonna. She was want me to work in a restaurant where the American come in, and because some restaurant they serve some liquor as well. And I told her, I said, no, I cannot work and where the American in and out. I don't like American. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was scared. I was scared because they're big and the eye was so different color on the on the white, okay? And then I was scared to the dark uh, uh, American because they're so tall and so big and so dark. So I was so scared to all of them. But anyway, the Lord, the Lord had different plan for me. The Lord had someone that I've been praying when I had my baby, and I've been praying. I said, dear Lord, if you have someone for me out there to take care of me and my son, please let him be the right one. And that's what I always pray. And for some reason, he did send me the right one. And it was my husband, James, and we had 4 kids together. And then my son, Tito. So anyway, that's how I got here. Or my husband, I married American anyway. And I am so happy. I am so happy and so glad and thankful. Praise the Lord. Yes, he was there with me from the very beginning to now. He's there with me. So I really thank you guys for really listening and say how I get my book put together. Thank for my friend Linda. I love you. I call her sis, another angel. The two guys that saved me running away, I called them, both of them, I called them angel. He took my father away, and then my brother-in-law took me away, and that's how I got away. And then now I try and get this book done, and I keep praying to God to help me, help me, help me. And the Lord just waited till Linda retired from school. Yes, yes. And somehow I didn't have no mind at all. I just somehow was lined up on the way out the church, and I just stopped Linda. I said, Linda, can you help me? And that's I'm so choking because I was really, really, really thankful. I said, the Lord again, lead me somebody. And that's how the book got done. Praise the Lord and praise my friend Linda. She's my angel. Thank you
Well, they
guys.
know me pretty well. Maybe I don't agree with that.
I do want to tell you, Tito is a retired highway patrolman. And he has he taught classes?
Huh?
Was he a teacher? What, in training other patrolmen?
Oh, he was in the Marine.
He was in the Marines.
And then he got out the Marine because it's the time they're reducing military. So he got out because he couldn't keep him. Everybody get rid of from the military because they were closing bases everywhere. So anyway, he got out. Then he got to Highway Patrol, and then he got on Highway Patrol, and then he what does he want?
Did he work at the State House as a guard, as a patrolman
Oh yeah,
at the State House?
yeah. Right now he's at the State House as the guard, and also working into the college. Also doing the training for military, because that's what he was job in the Marine training. He was a trainer, how to shot, the gun and this and that. So anyway, he is working on college and also uh, guard at the security guard at the White House.
The State House.
The State House, the State
State
House, yes. So he's doing good, and oh, I cannot thank God enough because he really take care of both of us in the very beginning, and he still is. So praise the Lord. Thank you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you sharing.
Thank you. I love you guys. I appreciate it.
Noah,
And
I appreciate that you shared your faith, and because of the Lord that you still are a believer, and that is wonderful. As you were talking, I know that tears started to come to my eyes, and I saw it in other people, a life that is unimaginable to me, but you are a lady that perseveres, and you have family at heart, and now you have a large family and people that love you very much, I'm sure. And for that is
yes.
a wonderful ending. Thank goodness there was a wonderful ending. And how
Yes.
you run,
Thank
run,
you.
run.
The Lord has blessed me so much that I cannot thank him enough. So anyway, oh, I know that he is with me, with my family, and give me all the great grandkids. So, and thank God they're all healthy.
Very good.
They're all
Very good.
healthy. That's what I'm really, really, really thankful that everybody is okay. And I got one more grandson that is not married yet, so he probably begin more kids. I mean, great grandkids. I have a two great by my stepson.
Okay.
So
Wow.
and then his granddaughter got kids. So anyway,
Very good. Well, we thank you. We thank you for sharing your story. I know that it touched each one of our hearts in different ways. And we are pleased that you and Linda did this together. And I see what such a strong friendship. And so, Linda, we thank you as well. Is there anyone else that has something they'd like to add or say?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you all. And I'm glad that you guys, hear my story personally, because that's what I said. The Lord have me get this book done to be able to help people somehow out there.
Yes.
So no matter what kind of situation you're in, He's always there for you. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well, with that, I believe we need to say goodnight. And ladies that joined,